Hey guys, Rallin here. I wanted to bring you guys a quick tutorial about trading, mostly for newer players. I've seen asked in a lot of other streams and on my stream how to make currency, either by trading, how do I post to the site in game, and just other ways to make currency. So hopefully you guys enjoy it, and hopefully this video does help you guys out. Please let me know in the comment section below, and please like and share this video if you so desire. Thanks guys. The first thing I wanted to talk about that a lot of newer players don't know about is there's many recipes that you can achieve by selling certain items to vendors. So the first two that I wanted to talk to you guys
Glad you made
about
it back.
is 6-socketed items and red, green, blue socketed items. A 6-socketed item unlinked when sold is worth 7 jeweler's orbs from the vendor. These are valuable if you're trying to forge your own gear and you want to try to get 6 sockets on certain items such as this Val Regalia right here. And you also want to look for any items with red, green, and blue socketing that are linked. These give you a chromatic ore, which are also valuable for crafting when you want to try to get certain colors on your gear.
Stay
That being
inquisitive.
said, I personally like to sell all of my chromatic orbs when I don't need them. I've made probably 1 to 2 exalted orbs worth of chaos just by selling all my chromatic orbs. These right now are going for about 13 to 1 chaos at the time of this video. So you can see as you pick them up over time, you can make quite a bit of currency pretty much for free. Jeweler's orbs are going for about 15 jewelers for 1 chaos orb, but personally I like to trade them to vendors to get the fusing so that I can try to 6-link my own gear whenever I get a chance. The next thing I want to talk to you guys about was that you can sell a full set of gear, item level 65 and above. In case you don't know how to check the item level of a gear, you can hit Alt, and right there above the requirements it shows the item level. So if you sell a full set, either 2 one-handed weapons, a two-handed weapon, a one-handed weapon and a shield, and then 2 rings, 1 necklace, a chest, helmet, gloves, boots, and a belt, if they're all identified rares, item level 65 and above, you will get a chaos orb from the vendor. If they're all unidentified, you get 2 chaos orbs. Then you can get a prophecy called a valuable combination, which gives you an additional chaos orb for doing that recipe at the vendor. If you do the same recipe, but with all item level 75 and above, then you get a regal orb. And it just like with the chaos orb, one for all identified, 2 for all unidentified. So the next thing I wanted to talk to you guys about is a website called POE.trade, as you see in my browser right there. This is a third-party website used for players to trade items amongst each other. It is safe and allowed by GGG to use, so you don't have to worry about using something that's not allowed and getting in trouble. Here you can select by whichever league you're in. I'm in Breach, so I have it defaults to the soft core league, so always make sure that if you're in hardcore or standard that you do change this. And then you can search by certain types of gear, so you can pick, if you're looking for a scepter, an amulet, etc. And then here are your bases that you can select for. You can even type them in, such as like hubris, and it'll show you whatever is titled with hubris. You can also search for unique items here, so say you are looking for a taste of hate. As you see, it does come with a little drop down. You can just select that. I like to also put buyout on so that it always has a price, and then you hit search. It'll show you everybody that is selling a taste of hate and how much they are wanting for the item. If you're interested in this item, you can then hit whisper, go into your game, open your chat, and hit Control V, and it will come up with a generic trade message to that player for this item and for this amount listed. What you can also do is if you're looking for, say, a rare item such as a hubris, you can just go to your base, type in hubris, select hubris, and then you can also look for specific socket amounts, links with the colors if you want, or if you're looking for a specific amount of energy shield, so say you want a minimum of 300 to be on it, and then you can type in other stats such as, say, fire resistance. Just as above, it has the drop down, so you would just select that. And then you can hit search, and it'll show all hubrises with at least 300 energy shield and fire resist on it. You can also add additional filter groups. So say you wanted a hubris with that fire resist, but you didn't want max life on it. So you can type in maximum life, select that, and select not. And that means it will show all hubrises with the 300 energy shield and fire resist. And if it has maximum life, it will not be shown in your search. So it's a good way to find specific items that you want. Next, you have count. Count is useful for, say, jewels. I'll show you here. Make sure you clear everything, or else it will show a search that finds nothing. So you can say you want a jewel and you want it to have spell damage and a couple other mods. You know, you can do area damage, fire damage, and say dexterity. But say you don't really care if it has all four, you can do a count of say 2. And what it will do when you search, will search for jewels that has at a minimum of 2 of the stats that you are looking for. So it can have, 3 stats, 4 stats, but it will always have at least 2 of the stats that you are looking for. So it's a valuable way to search for items such as jewels. Next, what I wanted to cover is this little section down here, miscellaneous. This is where you can make sure that if you're looking for, say, a gem, you can make sure that it has 20% quality by typing in 20 right there. You can also look for levels, specific item levels, rarity, etc., as you can read, I'm sure. And then I always like to make sure, as I said earlier, that buyout is on, because if not, then it might show items that do not have a buyout listed, and then you have to whisper the player and try to barter. If that's okay with you, then leave it on, leave it off, doesn't matter. The next site I wanted to talk to you about is currency.poe.trade. This is where you can trade all currencies in the game, as you see here. So it gives you 2 boxes. What items do you want? So say you want chaos orbs and you're trying to sell your chromatic orbs, you can hit search. And here we'll show you all players, and even shows you right up here in case you get a little bit confused. It says what you want to buy. So you want to buy chaos, and what you are paying, chromatic orbs. And you'll see all players listing their ratios for different amounts, and it even shows you, which is valuable, right next to their name, if they list it, a stock that they have, so you know how much that you can trade with that player. Just like with PoE.trade, if you just click on the in-game name here, it comes up with a generic message, and you can even use a slider which will adjust that message however you want. So say you want to sell 2,072 chromatic orbs, this is what you will get from this player. You can just copy this message right here, go into your game, and hit Control V, and we'll send that player a message for that amount. So the next thing I want to talk about are the premium stash tabs. To get a premium stash tab, you go to the PoE store here, you would click account features, and as you can see here, you can buy premium stash tabs for 40 coins. You can upgrade a normal stash tab to a premium stash tab for 15, and they also sell a bundle of premium stash tabs for 200 coins. You get 6 extra premium stash tabs in your stash. So what you can do to link items directly to the poe.trade or currency.poe.trade websites is, for instance, you would go to priced, or any tab that you have, a premium stash tab, right click it, name it whatever you want. It starts off as non-public, which means nothing is listed in this stash tab, but you would make it public. From the drop down, for this specific tab, I have it so that I individually price each item. But you also have set price on all items, or set the exact price, which is the same thing. So once you hit OK there, you can then hover over an item, right click it. It usually starts off on note like this, go to price, select which currency you are looking for and the amount that you are looking for, and hit OK. Once you do that, as you see there at the bottom, it says your asking price is 14 chaos, and it will list it on poe.trade for that amount. From the other options, as I said, you can set price on all items. So for this specific stash tab, I want it set to 1 chaos, which means any item I want to sell for 1 chaos, I can just drop it in here and it will automatically list it for 1 chaos. You can do that for any currency. As you see, I have one for 1 alchemy and for 2 alchemy. In the 2 Alchemy tab, I sell a lot of maps that I don't plan on running, and it is a good way to make alchemy if you need them and you are short on them. Premium stash tabs are useful for many other things to keep items in order however you like them to be. So it is huge quality of life, but it is not necessary. Another thing that you can do if you don't want to buy premium stash tabs is you can then go over to a tutorial right here on the PoE wiki called the PoE.trade tutorial. It is a little bit of a read, so I will let you guys read it, but it shows you how you can list items on PoE.trade or currency.poe.trade using the Path of Exile website forums. So guys, this will conclude the video tutorial on how to use the vendors for certain currencies. There are other vendor recipes. I will provide a link below. I will also provide the links to all the websites that I did talk about in this video, and I hope that this guide did help some of the newer players. And if you guys enjoyed it, please like and share. And I will see you guys on my stream when I am live at twitch.tv/Rallin if you have any additional questions. See you later, guys.